My name is Jim Coston, Lead Pastor at FBCScottsdale, bringing you another online devotional. You know, I've learned a lot of hard lessons during the pandemic, some things about myself that maybe I'm not so proud of, habits and needs and so forth. I'm sure that's true for you too. Some things we learned about ourselves that we hadn't anticipated or didn't know, and being forced to stay at home or work from home, or all those other things that we had to do and other things we couldn't do that have kind of impacted that. But there also have been some wonderful lessons that God has shared with me during this time. And one of those is to be thankful and to take stock of the many, many blessings I have, even as some things were removed from my life and other things put into them, wearing masks, social distancing, so forth. I have so many things to be thankful for. Well, we are called, first of all, to be thankful to God. Give thanks to God first. Psalm 136, verse 1. Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. His love endures forever. God gets thanks for all things. First and foremost, before we thank anyone else, we have to thank God first. But in addition to thanking God, we are also told to thank others. Folks in our lives that contribute, that add, that make our life more enjoyable and that enrich our time here. 1 Timothy 2:1. I urge then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for all people. So Paul is telling Timothy to give thanks for folks, to tell them, hey, you're great, I appreciate you, and to be aware of that, that we rely upon other people. Well, I want to give some thanks now. It was March 13th, a number of months ago, in which we suddenly had to pivot to virtual church. The leadership of this church made the decision that when Scottsdale United School District, when Scottsdale Unified School District decided that they would cancel classes in person at school, that we would follow suit, and instead of having church in person on campus, we would go to a virtual church. So they made that decision on March 13th, and that left us with 2 days before the 15th, and we had to have a service ready. And our first service was a little rough. We filmed it that morning in the chapel and didn't allow enough time to edit it, and shoved it out, and it looked like something that we had suddenly had to put together. But in very short order, through the work of a lot of folks, we got a nice product out there, and had views and extended the reach and ministry of this congregation, and that continues as we're here. It took a strong team to build that, and there were a lot of folks who made contributions. There are three that I want to mention in particular. The first one is Andrew Sowen. Andrew was an exchange student at Scottsdale Community College, part of an international student program that they had, and he was studying social media and online presence, and got involved at the church, and just figured out how to post things and to do that properly and to get things set up. So Andrew is back in Indonesia, but he's continuing to work for our congregation in terms of our online and social media, and just doing a fantastic job. We love Andrew. Second person I want to mention, someone I know well, Justin Coston. Justin has been behind the scenes for all of these, punching up new slides and moving things forward, telling his dad when the file formats are all wrong, and reminding me to keep it brief because I can get long-winded. So Justin's been one of those folks that's done a fantastic job. Third person I want to introduce, JIMMIE Sullivan. Jimmie and Carol started coming to the church last summer, and I remember I think it was in January, you told me what you actually did for a living, which was video production. Wow. Did God know that the coronavirus was coming? God brought Jimmie, and Jimmie felt the call to serve, and in January said, hey, I'd like to serve. And man, we called him that second week of March, said, we need you. And in short order, he's like, here's how we do it. And we got professional lights. I got a lavalier. Carol, his wife, is behind the camera right now. She's been a PA. So in short order, God brought all these things together. So I'm giving thanks to God that we had the ability to do this. I'm also giving thanks to the folks that did all this stuff and put this together, because this is not something that I could have done or was trained for. I invite you, even in the midst of the struggle and the toil and the trial that we're going through, to take some time and to give God thanks. And after you give God thanks, give thanks to those people who are in your lives making things move. Thank you for joining us for this online devotion. We will see you again.